morning, the Israel-Hamas ceasefire is at a critical point as new strikes threaten months of diplomatic progress. President Trump continues to assert that the truce remains intact despite escalating tensions. Well, this is Secretary of State Marco Rubio meets with leaders in the Middle East. Foreign policy expert Harley Lippman joins us this morning to analyze the political consequences if this truce collapses. Thank you for being with us. And I want to dive right in. What are the main factors threatening this ceasefire right now?
Well, like any agreement, if you have a great agreement, but the goodwill of the parties are not there, it could get unwound. And conversely, you could have a bad agreement, but if the goodwill is there, it'll work. So this all comes down to the goodwill of the parties. Hamas has said that when rockets are being fired into Israel, it's not them. They don't have control over everyone. That may be true. It's very difficult for them. You have clans, you have other militias. But Israel's patience is very thin. They feel that Hamas is not honoring the agreement. Hence, you have President Trump sending Marco Rubio, sending Vice President Vance, partly to reassure Israel, but also partly to control Bibi Netanyahu and make sure he doesn't start a new war.
So more on that line, how is the U.S. then balancing this diplomatic support between both sides?
It's been a challenge. And at the same time, you have Bibi Netanyahu's right wing, who's trying to undermine him. The vote that they went to pass in the Knesset that very much upset Vice President Vance was designed exactly that, as humiliation to Bibi Netanyahu and to undermine this agreement. It's all Israeli internal politics. Remember, the right wing lost in this. They wanted to annex the West Bank. They want to have settlements in Gaza. They're told that that's not going to happen. And lastly, they were also told by Bibi that he will finish this war only when he destroys Hamas, whatever that means. So the right wing is very unhappy, and Bibi's trying to manage with that. And the U.S. government is trying to stay close and make sure Bibi stays on track.
And to that end, we have new American troops deployed in the region. What role does that play?
Well, it's a very small group of troops, but that's a statement of America's commitment and how America is very much want to make this happen. And we'll get into the weeds to make sure this ceasefire and exchange of hostages and prisoners actually works and creates a path to lasting peace in the region.
In our last minute, what outcome is the most realistic given the current political landscape that we're discussing this morning?
I think the outcome is going to be a favorable one. There'll be a lot of 3 steps forward, 2 steps backwards, but directionally it's going to go in the right way because everybody's exhausted by the war. And President Trump has so much riding on this. This is his most successful foreign policy achievement to date. He needs this to be successful. He's tackling Russia and Ukraine right now. It'd be very difficult for him to be effective there if people see his peace initiative in the Middle East becomes unraveled.
Foreign policy expert Harley Lippman with some insight for us this morning. Thank you. We appreciate your time and, of course, your insight.
Pleasure.